Joey Akin here. Afrobeats intelligence, of course. So one thing that has come up recently that a lot more people are complaining about is the dominance of Amapiano in Nigerian music. And sometimes it's not just the Amapiano itself, it's their significant quality, the lock drums, the excessive, over excessive, super utilization of the log drums. Think about it. You go to every party you go to now. What do you hear? Boogum, 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 boogum. Every time, boogum, boogum, boogum. Way, boo, way, boo. Like, we're South Africans now. And it's so interesting. Because, and now I'm seeing a lot of people complain now that Nigerians have music. We have, allowed ourselves go with Amapiano. And somehow it's not working anymore because we're not feeling the music. Now we're complaining on the corner and screaming, oh my God, Afrobeats are not getting hits. Why would we get hits when everything is boogum, 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 boogum? You play one, you've heard everything else. The rest is just maybe someone might layer theirs with melody and some other person might layer theirs with something else, half a melody. And that's what we call music now. And this is the problem. And the problem is not just in the utility of the music. So it's not just cultural alone. It's become economical now. Because Afrobeats to the world, the premise of Afrobeats to the world is that we are exporting what is ours to another market. From Wizkid, Burna Boy, Rema, Oxlade, CK, Ira Star, Thames. What have we exported? We're not exporting drumming. Nobody fell in love with us because we could do boogum, 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 boogum. No one. They fell in love with us because we had one thing that we could offer them. It's called melody. Our use of melody was unique. Our use of melody is outstanding. It is refreshing, it is novel, and it's dimensional. But since Amapiano came in, everything's gone. We've traded our melodies for boogum, 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 boogum. And guess who's at the forefront of Afrobeats to the world now, or African music to the world? Because we got to stretch it now. Tyler. Some of us can feel the venues we used to feel before. And it's down to boogum, boogum, boogum. Oh, no. Okay. But you have to understand why this is happening. First, the very nature of Nigerian music, the way we have created music all these years, the way we have carried the culture or synthesized art, and sound has been I don't use the word colonial because we're black people, but so black people can colonize, at least not in this era. But it's been some people will call it, what do other countries call it? The Kenyans might call it something. The Ghanaians might have a different index. But we've always borrowed from multiple cultures. Think of when this postmodern Afrobeats industry, Nigerian music industry started. We started by aping hip-hop, the rappers like Junior and Pretty. We started by aping hip-hop in the way that they did it. And then hip-hop was one. We also aped reggae. We aped whatever was happening in the Caribbean. But we borrowed from everybody. R&B too. At some point, Two-Face even called his music reggae and blues. So he was grabbing reggae and blues and trying to find the mashup. And that itself is the beauty of it. Afrobeats is not a genre in its particular sense. It's a movement that's primarily driven by Nigerians, and that movement is synonymous with research and development. So what we do is we go to different markets, get influences from everywhere, throw them into a music, synthesize them, soak it up like a sponge, and then pass it through our local filters. What are these filters? We have Pidgin English. We have our indigenous sounds. We have the way we use, the way we coin words, our coinage. That is what filter is about. And by the time it comes out, it is so unique that it's uniquely us, but it's so unique when others hear it that they could hear bits of themselves and they love us. And so Locally, in recent years, locally, within the last decade, locally, what have we done? We've looked to our neighbors and we've adopted from them and made them indigenous sounds. Like, look at when the Ghanaians, came out with Azonto, what did we do? We went there, we grabbed it, and we became the Azonto kings. South Africans came out with Gwom earlier. What happened? Gwom appeared in our music. A lot of it. Everything that has happened around us. We get sounds from East Africa. We get sounds from, and even our high life was originally Ghanaian. And so that's the nature of Nigerian music. And so when a new sound shows up, we adopt it and we embed it into a system. But Amapiano adopted us. We didn't adopt Amapiano in that sense. Amapiano adopted us in a way where we brought Amapiano in, the heavy drumming, all of that, we all fell in love with it. But what did we do? We lost ourselves. So think about this. First, Amapiano is a genre that's drum heavy, and Nigerians, we love to dance, so the drumming works. But what we also did not understand is Amapiano is a bit of a white canvas. Everybody can come and lay out what they can rather. And in the beginning, we had a few people come in, adapt it. We've had beautiful music over the last 2 years from Amapiano. It's a trend. But trends are great as long as they continue to produce objectively great art. And what did we have? We had Amapiano gave us Ashake. Ashake has been in the shadows for so long until he paired himself with Amapiano. And we had that. Charlie Poppy, Pluto Presido, Amapiano. He don't cast. Everything he's done up until this last project that I can speak for, everything was Amapiano. Casey, had his 15th lease of life with Oja Piano. And then we had the street people we were trying to make, we're calling Yahoo Piano. because of their focus on, talking about their interaction with cybercrime. And somehow, and for a while it went well. But guess what? What began to affect us culturally and economically was we could not, unlike other cultures that we've adopted, we could not control this narrative. So if we took high life, we could control the narrative. There are a lot of us, right? Over 200 million people, 220 million people last time I checked. Over 200 million people, the largest black population in the world. And so we carried everything, and we could control the narrative, we could own it, we could export it, we could make it incredibly ours. But the South Africans, they didn't allow us this time. They shouted, they screamed, they plugged themselves at the highest levels. They made sure they drew a line in the sand saying, this is South African, this is South African, it's not Afrobeats. And so somehow, we couldn't do what we've done to other countries. In a manner of speaking, narrative-wise, the South Africans, they sort of colonized us. God, we've been colonized by boo. And so our melody's taking the back seat. So economically too, they have a structured industry. They could plug in. Afrobeats in the world has kind of given us the nascent stages of structure. But we've not fully actualized that. We're still building. But they've had everybody there forever. And so they could produce their stars. Uncle Waffles is out. Even their other stars, Kabza the Small, Maporisa, everyone, adopted Amapiano, and they've become new. They've sort of given themselves new lives. But over here, our music is dying. Afrobeats is dying. And so, to bring this home, What would save Afrobeats, apart from the structural problems that we have to sort out, like scouting, finding new artists and seeding them into the system, removing the financial barriers for entry, all of that stuff that I've spoken about before. What will save Afrobeats? It's right in front of us. We need to make a return to our melodies. Like we go cap in hand, just like the prodigal son. Go cap in hand, go back and beg the God of Afrobeats to say, hey, the God of melody, say, hey, we lost our way when we followed Weibo. And that's all we need to do. We need to find a way to go back to the things that made us good, the things that we all enjoy, the things that are unique to us. And it's melody, percussion. Melody will save Afrobeats. So I want to go to parties and hear our manipulation of sounds. I want to go to melodies. I want to go to parties rather, or celebrations, and not just be attacked by boogum boogum boogum. I want to hear. I want, all of that. We want it in. Don't let me sing. I'm mad. Am I sing? No. But yeah, it is what it is. So Afrobeats would find itself again when it's, I'm not saying abandon Amapiano completely. You can, like SARS recently tweeted, the log drums are the new 808s. You can use them with discretion, use them in a way that complements your work. But that excision of melody from our music, we need to undo it, bring it back in, get everybody singing their thoughts again, all our local sounds, everything, synthesize them back, and you'd see us rise back. Boom, 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 might have reduced us. But there's an opportunity here. And I hope we all listen. Afrobeats to the world. No, Afrobeats intelligence.